Today I would like to start off the video by doing a dramatic reading of the comment section from Hank's channel's new video, IsCharlieMcDonaldSingle.com. I mean, it's not that I really care or anything, but who is Charlie's girlfriend? I'm almost sure it's Kim. Girlfriend? BRB crying. When did Charlie get a girlfriend? Who's Charlie's girlfriend? Is it someone we know? Is she hot? No, 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 no. This was not public knowledge. Well, now that that's over with. During the summer when I have nothing going on, I tend to hit these lulls of doing absolutely nothing and I have no motivation or inspiration to do anything of any substance. And with school kind of starting up again and me finally getting what I want to do in my life together. So the two biggest things I do in my life are, one, YouTube, and two, animating. And being a creature who primarily exists over the internet, I've been pulling lots of inspiration from things I've been watching on the internet. I just kind of want to share who's been inspiring me lately, and hopefully if you are also in that lull or looking to be inspired, you can find inspiration from it too. So let's start with YouTube. Some YouTubers I've been watching lately have really gotten me in the mood to start vlogging more regularly again. I can't guarantee that's going to happen, but they definitely make me think more about what I want to talk about and kind of change my style and how I approach my videos. Two people I completely envy their style of vlogging because they have this presence that feels like they just kind of sit down in front of their camera and talk and hilarious things come out of their mouth. And I know, before I say this, I'm going to be bombarded with people saying that I'm completely biased. I am slightly, but not really. Two of my favorite vloggers right now. What is it, Soda? Soda thinks I'm boring. So those two people are The Walrus Was Dave and Cassie HP0593, or Cassie King as you guys might know her. My friend Tim, or TNT Timtation, is honestly one of the funniest guys I know, and his videos are hilarious and creative and clever and insightful, and he just has one of the best vlogging presence I've ever seen. Also Maddie, or Manic Mads, whose videos I've been watching for about a year now, but Maddie makes fantastic videos. They're also very insightful and quaint is an odd way to describe a vlogger, but she's very quaint and clever, and I could watch her videos forever. She makes fantastic videos. I'm not usually one for collab channels, but Collabra has been incredibly creative with their theme weeks. A couple weeks ago they did a murder mystery themed week, and this week they're doing a musical week, so I would most definitely check that out. They're so clever and creative and very funny people. Okay, so now that the YouTube section is over, lately with my podcast that I'm doing, Ink and Paint Club, I've been watching a lot of documentaries about the Walt Disney Company. Recently I have watched 3 documentaries. The first one I watched was called Walt and El Grupo, and it was about Walt Disney's trip to South America to make movies like Saludos Amigos and The Three Caballeros. It's a bit slower if you're not really into animation and you're not really interested in the Walt Disney Company. Most of the movie is the art that was made down there and where they pulled the inspiration from, and it was so cool to see the shots of Brazil and Argentina and South America and how they were translated into an animated movie. It also touched a lot on the history of that time. It was during World War II, so it was cool to see what was going on in the world and what was going on in animation. Another documentary I watched that is technically an unreleased documentary. It's like an uncut version that I watched on Vimeo, so I'll link that so you could find it. It's called The Sweatbox, and it was about the making of, oddly enough, The Emperor's New Groove. The Emperor's New Groove was originally called The Kingdom of the Sun, and it was a Prince and the Pauper type story, and this documentary was about how it was this movie and how Disney came in and just completely changed it. And it was amazing to see all these animators freak out and try and create a new movie. And it was really interesting to see the process of a 5-year process of a movie that was completely different than what the outcome was. Once again, you can't find that anywhere except on Vimeo, and it's not going to be available for very much longer, so check it out if you really want to, and I highly recommend it. The last documentary I watched was called Waking Sleeping Beauty, which is one I highly recommend even if you're not into animation. If you're a fan of Disney movies, or if you're a fan of filmmaking in any way, it's just a really, really well done documentary. It's about Disney during the time of the Renaissance period, and for those of you who don't know, the Renaissance period was the late 1980s to the early 90s. It was during the time when they were making movies like The Little Mermaid and Pocahontas and The Lion King and Aladdin, Hercules, you know those movies. It was a huge pivotal point in the Disney animation studio history because at that time the Disney company was not doing so well in their animation, and it was really interesting to see all these animators that you probably know of, like Tim Burton and John Lasseter, struggle to make these movies and struggle to keep a job. And it was so interesting to see when animation is such a rich thing today that it was a really, really dark time. So like I said, even if you're not interested in animation, if you're just interested in the filmmaking process, all three of these documentaries are really, really interesting to check out. Anyway, I hope you guys feel inspired and enriched after watching this. If you don't, that's fine. I hope you enjoyed my impressions of people in the comments. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and later days.